So, you're a noob. How do I know this? Because you typed how to be good at video games in the search bar. Well, you've come to the right place, and I'm glad you're here. Because my mission is to convert noobs, like you, into full-fledged gamers who contribute to our quickly growing community of online gaming. Little disclaimer here, I am not going to make you good at video games in just one video, nor can I do all the work for you, which we'll touch on in a bit. This video is meant to simply discuss the foundation from which you build your skill in video games. So without further ado, welcome to the first ever video on my channel that is Gateway Gaming, and here are the 3 core tips for being good at video games. Number 1. Practice. So this one should kinda go without saying, and for that reason I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on it, because everyone knows that if you want to get better at something, you practice. Everyone knows the saying, practice makes perfect. Well, that isn't actually true. Practice makes permanent, but that's a discussion for another time. But I will say this about practicing. When you are practicing playing video games, be sure to pace yourself. That is probably the most important thing that you could do in terms of practicing, because if you want to practice video games, literally all you have to do is play the game that you want to get good at. But always remember to pace yourself and take breaks from playing, because playing too much can actually limit your progress. For example, playing late at night will reduce the amount of time that you have to sleep, and as we all know as we've all been taught rather from an early age, sleeping is very important. It's even science has proven that when you sleep, that's when your brain processes all the new information that it's gathered from the previous day, and then begins to ingrain it within your memory. And so you really need to be sure to give your brain time to think and grow so that it processes all the information that you've learned, from your last gaming session where you've practiced playing whatever game it is that you've been playing. Also make sure to take regular breaks from gaming, because gaming too much is a thing. And I mean, if you don't believe me, look at the news in Eastern Asia, where there's kind of an epidemic going on with video game addiction. Granted, it's not very likely for you to get addicted to video games. It's possible, but not likely. It's only if you abuse it. If you take regular breaks, though, like I'm suggesting, then it's probably not going to be an issue, and you'll only see growth and progress in your gaming skill, and that is rather fulfilling rather than an addiction, which is the opposite. Number 2. Be friendly. So this can be considered as advice for gaming. It could also be seen as advice for life as well. But regardless, back to gaming, I see way too many noobs jump into a game and do nothing but piss people off. They go in there and they complain about how they're not good at this game, how the game is too hard, how everyone's so much better than them. And while all that may be true, nobody really wants to hear about it. I mean, remember, it's okay if you're bad. You're new. That's okay. Just be polite about it and have fun. I mean, we all had to start somewhere, and you're starting here. So just keep playing, have a good time, and you'll get better as time progresses. And yes, there will be plenty of gamers on there that will be very toxic. They will make fun of you for the fact that you are new at this game. So be more mature than them and don't egg them on, because they're bullies and they like the reactions of their victims. And also remember that whenever you do something really cool, just remember the words of Han Solo. That's great, kid. Don't get cocky. Because talking big when you're actually really small is a huge mistake. You're a small fish in a very big pond, and that's okay. You're gonna grow, you're gonna get better. And also, just get help from experienced players too, because you're surrounded by so many veteran players, and they all know what they're doing, and you might not. So draw upon their information, because we're a very inclusive society. We're not exclusive in any way, shape, or form. So ask other players that you're playing with, or even against sometimes, and they'll be polite about it, and they'll help you get better. They'll help you get better at this game, and their knowledge will help help you learn the maps of whatever game that is you're playing, learn the exploits of the character that you're playing as, and other stuff like that. So just know that there is a huge bank of knowledge surrounding you whenever you play online, and you can draw from that. So just don't be afraid to be friendly with other gamers, because we're a rather friendly bunch, and you never know when making a friend online is going to pay off big in the long run. I know it's happened for me, and it's happened for a lot of people, and I'm sure that it can happen for you as well. Number 3. Watch other gamers play. In reality, there is more than one way to practice gaming. One of which is the obvious one, which is to play the game itself, and the second way to do it is to actually watch somebody else play the game. Because oftentimes you'll find out that strategy and ideas can be more valuable in a game than just basic muscle memory that gives you better aim or so on and so forth. Hand-eye coordination can only take you so far. You need to bolster that with the ideas and the strategies that a lot of the pro gamers use. Now granted, I'm not saying that you're aspiring to be a pro gamer, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, and that's great if you are, and who cares if you aren't. But moving on, sometimes to improve your skill, we need a teacher. While there may not be many hands-on teachers for gaming, like in schools or anything, there are limitless options on YouTube to provide you with gameplay footage to help you learn a game without even having to play it. I intend to be one such source. But again, like, it is seriously limitless. There is no end to the amount of YouTubers and other sources online that you can find where you can watch other people stream video games and play these games that you aspire to play, and you can see what they do. See what kind of strategies they use, and what kind of characters they pick and how they play these characters, and the shortcuts that they take on certain maps, so on and so forth. Regardless, you'll learn the tricks of the trade a lot faster if you watch somebody else utilize all of these different things in a game. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and get a subscription to a YouTuber or get a subscription to a Twitch streamer or whatever it may be, whatever suits your fancy, and just watch this person play video games, because you can actually learn a lot about the game just by watching somebody else play and then applying what you've learned from their experience. Alright guys, for those of you who have made this far through the video, thank you for actually watching it all the way through. If you did enjoy the content that was contained within this video, then feel free to go ahead and hit that like button. Every little bit counts. This is, as I said before, a brand new channel and my very first video on here. So if you're also wanting to see more of what I have to offer and any other advice that I can give you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I will be uploading more videos, because once again my mission is to bring all of you new players into the fold, so to speak. And if you have any ideas for this channel, I'm very much open to any ideas that you may have, and any feedback would be very helpful for me. So feel free to leave a comment down below. That's what the section is there for, so we can improve your experience and improve my experience and make everybody happy. But once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.